themselves to the start-finish line, where they will be placed in the capable hands of Chris Hopkins, the chief starter. Chris stares them down. They begin to wind it up slowly but surely. Confidently, Chris lets them go, and we are underway. Feature event time for the late models. Don Wood is the gentleman who leads the field into turn number 1. Car 91 working its way out in front, and Jim Peterson will follow along behind in the number 17 as he overtakes Hall in car 55. Jerry Konopka hanging tight in the 99 on the inside groove, as working on the outside will be the 63 of Sal Calvo. Konopka moves up, as does Calvo. Calvo takes the number 3 position. A little scrambling, a little swapping of paint as they now go 3 wide. Nappy forced to back off as the field really scrambles now. Hall goes sliding into the infield, and going up high will be Calvo in the 63, dropping off the pace. Here they come. Calvo will have to keep it going, or he may draw himself a penalty here for an unnecessary stop. And taking the lead now is Jim Peterson. Peterson in car 17 out in front, taking the lead from Donnie Wood. Calvo limping along with a flat right front tire and being shown the infield by starter Chris Hopkins. In he goes. Peterson now starting to build a little bit of a lead over Wood, as Wood does a little rim riding, trying to close the gap a bit. In any case, George Greco now moves out of the pack. Keep an eye on the shark in car 21. Jerry Konopka running 4th, Charlie Nappy 5th in the 33 car. And then it's Barry Metcalf running in 6th place. Peterson now starts to stretch his lead a little bit. This would be something for Peterson, his first win, if he can hold on. He's got a long way to go, but you might recall he uncovered a problem he had earlier in the year with water in his fuel. And now, since then, since that problem was discovered, he's been running very strong indeed. Now holding the lead, George Greco, however, is closing the gap oh so slowly. Donnie Wood hanging right there in 2nd place, but now he's starting to feel the pressure of George Greco coming up on him very, very quickly. Larry Vassar has broken out of the pack and now runs in 6th place in car 78. Greco now will challenge Wood for the number 2 spot. Into turn 2 they go. Underneath Wood will go Greco. And Peterson will now have the shark in his mirror. A long way to go, but Peterson looking good at the moment. 7 down and 18 remain. Vassar trying to work his way around Metcalf, cannot do it as yet. A little contact made between those two, but both hold positions. Here comes your leader. Off turn number 4, it's Jim Peterson. Greco inching his way up on Peterson. Still a long way to go, but still a lot of laps remain. Back in the pack, it's still Konopka running 4th, Nappy 5th, and now Vassar on the inside of Metcalf will take away the number 6 position. Metcalf 7th and Bim Adams in 8th place. Into turn 2 goes our leader, still maintaining the edge over George Greco. Donnie Wood hanging tough in 3rd place. Larry Vassar now closes in on Charlie Nappy of the 33. And we may have a battle there. Now Vassar to the inside. Well, let's see, he inches his way ahead of Nappy. And now Vassar runs in 5th place. And closes in very quickly on Konopka in the 99. Peterson now sees his lead shrinking over Greco, as we've completed now 11 laps. So still a long way to go. Here comes Greco now picking up ground in a hurry on our leader. Down the backstretch, Vassar tries for 4th place, and he's got it. The number 78 now running in 4th place. Here comes Greco to challenge as Peterson appears to have fallen off the pace. And we have a new leader, George the Shark Greco, now in front. Peterson having a problem, as now on the outside, Donnie Wood will move into 2nd. Problems for Peterson. Off the turn, it's now 13 laps down and 12 to go. Peterson continues to fall back. Larry Vassar closing on him in a hurry. Konopka runs in 5th place. Nappy holding on to 6th. In 7th is Barry Metcalf. Now, the passing flag displayed as our leader crosses the line once again.
Now we're into slower traffic, and lapping some of these slower cars is allowing some of the drivers to catch up. Larry Vassar is moving up, goes past Peterson. He was running so strong, it's really a shame that whatever developed out there is causing him to drive to the back of the pack. Larry Vassar is moving up. Now currently sitting in 3rd position. Greco uses the high line, but he's just as smooth as silk out there.
Well, we could have ourselves a battle shaping up as Vassar continues to close in on our top pair. Off the turn, we now have 16 down. And a little banging going on in turn 4 as Scott Foster comes out, tangled up with a slower car.
That was Dan Bach that got tangled up. He dove down to the inside, but everyone stayed upright.
All right, here we go. Wood still holding that 2nd spot, but as he looks in his rear view mirror, here comes Larry Vassar. Greco keeping that 2-car length lead over Wood, but Vassar closing in on the 2nd place car.
Number 48 being shown the black flag.
Yep.
Guys in the infield.
Smoke coming out of that car.
Vassar really sideways, coming out of turn 4, trying to use the entire track. He's just reaching out with the steering wheel, trying to gain a little bit of distance. He's closing, but not as quickly as he'd like to. Now Wood is right moving up on the rear bumper of Greco. Greco now having to deal with slower traffic, so this might allow Wood an opportunity to go back and stick a nose under.
And we now have 19 complete. 6 laps to go now as once again, Greco heads into turn 2 with a 2-car length lead over Donnie Wood. Vassar appears now not to be gaining on our top pair. For the last couple laps, that distance between them has been the same.
Again, slower traffic in front. Does not deter Greco. Goes to the outside, top side. Around the lap car. Wood now loses a little bit of space because the lap car drifts up. Donnie Wood is falling back about 2 or 3 car lengths. Greco moving smartly away. We've only got 5 laps remaining. Vassar now closing in on Wood, but Greco's got a comfortable 5-car length lead.
Peterson runs 4th. Konopka in 5th place. Scott Foster running 6th. Metcalf in 7th. Bim Adams running in 8th place. Tom Butler has moved up to 9th, and Charlie Nappy holds the 10th position. All right, here we come. And as they cross the line, we'll have just 3 laps to go. Tony Sutton will move down to trackside for the victory lane ceremonies. But Greco now sees Wood start to close in once again. Larry Vassar also making it a little bit tighter. Once again, Wood still closing in. Will we have a challenge? Here we go. It'll be white flag time. 1 lap to go. Greco gets a little bit sideways. Wood is right there, eager to make a challenge. into turn 2 they go. Wood giving it all he's got. A great run by Donnie Wood behind George Greco, his best effort. And here comes Larry Vassar. With a last-minute effort, you can see the 78 working very, very hard as they head for the line. And it will be George Greco, closely followed by Donnie Wood and Larry Vassar. Fourth place to Jim Peterson, fifth to Scott Foster, sixth to Jerry Konopka, and seventh to Barry Metcalf. Well, George Greco taking his first win of the new season. He had a victory last year and picks up his first of 1993. So he'll head for the scales, hoping to pass the inspection, and then he'll head for victory lane. Well,
Track people try and maintain some sort of calm with the George's crew and fans. These people are really excited for this guy. He deserved it when he drove real hard.